A dynamic zero-COVID approach may not be suitable for every country in the world, but it's been proved to the best solution for China. It turns out that, with the strategic shutdown, Shanghai has protected its people's lives, safety and health, and reassured the further development of the society and economy. Just as there is no prescription to cure all diseases, there is no template universally applicable for epidemic prevention and control. And at a critical time when people's lives and health were endangered, the Chinese government acted with a neat sense of responsibility and put the people's interests first. Nothing is more precious than people's lives. The central authorities considered multiple factors, made timely and resolute decisions, employed extraordinary measures to deal with an extraordinary emergency, and made every effort to safeguard people's lives and health. China is a developing country with a popularity of more than 1.4 billion, in which the proportion of the elderly is considerably high, and there are a considerable number of children and people with contraindications who cannot be vaccinated immediately. Once the epidemic prevention and control are loosened up and the virus is allowed to be spread, a large number of people will be infected in a short period, and people's lives will be seriously endangered. Shanghai is a city with a large aging population, so it's confronted with a lot of challenges in ensuring services for those people with special needs when the epidemic struck. For the elderly and those people with special needs, the community has organized full-time personnel and volunteers to provide services in the form of one-to-one and one-to-many to help those who are disabled or have difficulties in using smart devices for the epidemic control and provide 24-hour online services, such as receiving calls from the elderly and their families. And special caring measures were also given to those children with contact when their parents are infected. The community provided special services for children who were left unattended at home due to the parents being in quarantine. Responsible community works such as children supervisors and children directors provided temporary care to the children. Based on safeguarding people's lives, the basic needs of the people with special needs were further guaranteed, so that the whole society can jointly fight against the pandemic and work together to achieve the goal of dynamic zero COVID. As the eye of the storm for this wave of infections caused by Omicron virus, people in Shanghai, with greed in their hearts and the wider interests of others in their minds, adhere to the city's standard management approach, forthwith resolved against the virus and make sacrifices to contain its spread. For years, Shanghai has been playing a pivotal role in the nation's tax revenue. Not only that, Shanghai is the world's largest container port, aviation hub, and financial center. This means that once the megacity stands still, it suffers huge losses every single minute, which have a great impact on social and economic stability. However, for the sake of the safety of the whole country and the world, Shanghai has done its utmost to realize the maximum prevention and control effect against the pandemic and the minimum cost, which contributes to the implementation of a dynamic zero-COVID policy. Since June 1st, all trades and professions in Shanghai has witnessed the resumption of operations in an orderly and steady manner. At the same time, the municipal government of Shanghai launched an action plan to speed up economic recovery. Under the plan, composed 50 policies and measures, including making efforts to facilitate the supply chain from the upper, middle, and lower sides comprehensively. The Shanghai economy is accelerating its return to normal operation and is becoming increasingly robust. Next, Shanghai is going to take more measures to stabilize foreign capital and foreign trade and ensure the smooth progress of major foreign-funded projects. The city has launched an online service system, especially for major foreign-funded projects, aiming at further facilitating the resumption of operations for all running projects by the collaboration of online and offline services. The city is trying its best to reinvigorate the overall economy while enhancing the resilience of the supply chain and closely strengthening the connection with the global industries. Lives are precious. Facing the sudden onslaught of the new wave of infections caused by Omicron virus, the central authority and the general public in Shanghai shouldered their responsibility, and the business hub, with a population of about 25 million, has put the people's interests first. Nothing is more precious than people's lives, even at the cost of a short-term economic downturn and even a temporary shutdown. At the moment, the business hub has witnessed the resumption of operations for all sectors. The city adhered to the dynamic zero-COVID approach and halted the spread of the epidemic, enabling the society and economy to start anew, focusing on reconnecting with the global industries. After weathering the epidemic, we have every confidence in the bright prospects of Shanghai.
My name is Lothar Süsk. I'm the Chief Representative of VDS Schadenverhütung GmbH. I'm responsible for Asia Pacific. VDS is European #1 Institute for Fire Safety and Security. We have round about 500 experts and more than 100 years experience. We opened the office in August 2007 and we are one of the longest tenants in the German center Shanghai.
11栋楼的，我们都是好朋友啊。你是来自于这么远的地方，跟我们这里很不容易。
阿姨一定要让人家看看，谁说外乡人在上海不那个
啊？还有熬点这个咸菜粥吃一吃啊。
警察给我们送饭来了，上海的好警察。
I learned from the Chinese, so all the people live together and they help each other. So I said, 中国加油!
PCR test. Come.
I asked a nurse, can I help you? Yes, of course. So they are very grateful and I'm grateful. The people help together and fight together against the virus. I like to be a volunteer and help other people because in my opinion, to give is more meaningful than to take. If I talk to people who want to become new volunteer, I said to them, not necessary to think you have to make big things, also small things. So it's very easy to make other people happy. Everyone can do that.
Shanghai became my second home. I feel so happy to live here. As a volunteer, I don't feel as a foreigner. I work together with the Chinese people to help Chinese people. So we are a team.
Safe. Very good.
加油！
加油！加油！
Binnen 3 Monaten hat die chinesische Regierung, ich finde, China ist derzeit das sicherste Land auf der ganzen Welt. Ich bewundere die chinesische Regierung, besonders Präsident Xi Jinping. Es wurde Großartiges geleistet.